Hello my elegant ladies and welcome back. So in this video we are going to learn how to set boundaries, and I'm going to break them down in categories where you should have boundaries, like family, friends, work, and intimate relationships. And in each of these categories, I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to set boundaries so that you can cultivate more healthier relationships. So if this is something you're interested in, then please watch the video to the very end. And if you are landing on my channel for the first time, my name is Teresa, and this channel is all about leveling up and becoming more elegant and more graceful. And if that is something you're interested in, please consider subscribing to the channel. And also, if you ladies enjoyed watching this video, please hit the like button, as that tells me what type of videos you guys enjoy watching. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. So before we dive into my tips on how you can set boundaries, I wanted to read you a quote from Dr. Henry Cloud. And his book was given to me many years ago by a therapist, and it has been extremely valuable in my life. So if you're interested in reading this book for yourself, I believe it is available on Amazon. But Dr. Cloud says, boundaries define us. They define what is me and what is not me. A boundary shows me where I end and someone else begins. Boundaries help us keep the good in and the bad out. So I thought that was a very applicable quote to what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. So now let's get into my tips on how you can set boundaries. And the first category I'm going to start with is family. Now, setting boundaries with family can be some of the most difficult because some of our siblings see us as the child we were when we were growing up, not the adult that we have become today. So setting boundaries with family members can be extremely difficult, but it is very important that you set them anyway. Oftentimes, a family member will cross a boundary and treat you in a way that you do not like to be treated. And this will never lead to a bonding relationship. This leads to broken relationships. And oftentimes, a lot of family members feel that they can say and do whatever they want to with you because you are a member of their family. But as we grow up, and we become our own selves, and we form our own habits and what works best for our lives, setting boundaries with family members is one of the most important things that you can do. Now, the first way to set a boundary with a family member is to be direct. If you have a family member that is constantly getting in your business, trying to tell you how to run your life or where to go, what to do, who to date, who to marry, this is crossing the line, and you need to set a boundary. Be direct and tell this family member that your personal business is not up for discussion, that you are not going to discuss your personal life with them. Again, ladies, I've talked about this in some of my previous videos, that an elegant woman will always keep her personal business personal, even when it comes to family. So if you have someone in your family that is constantly sticking their nose in your business, trying to tell you how to run your life, the first rule of thumb is to be direct with them, but be polite and tell them that you are not going to discuss your personal life with them. So be explicit with family members on what is okay to talk about and what isn't. And if they still do not respect your boundaries, ladies, you're going to have to cut them off from conversation. This is the only way that your family member is going to know where your boundaries begin and theirs end. And remember, ladies, if they don't respect your boundaries, then they don't respect you. So set them anyway. Now, some people like to cross boundaries anyway and test your patience. But if you have a family member that continues to cross boundaries after you have politely set them, then you just might need to stop talking to that person altogether. As Dr. Henry Cloud said, a boundary tells someone where I end and where they begin. Now, the next category is setting boundaries in intimate relationships. Intimate relationships tend to be a bit more delicate when you are trying to set a boundary. But remember, ladies, no is a complete sentence, and you are not required to explain to anyone why you do not want to participate in this particular thing or be involved in this particular situation. When you are saying no, you must make the decision that this is in your best interest and where you want to be right now. So let your no be no and your yes be yes. So if you and the person you are with feel as though your problems cannot be resolved between the two of you, then seek outside counsel with a counselor, someone that can work on both of you on the issues that you are having in that relationship. And remember, ladies, we want to keep the good in and the bad out. Now let's talk about setting boundaries at work. Now, setting boundaries at work can be a little bit different because you don't want to do or say anything that causes you to lose your job. So when you set boundaries at work and pretty much in any relationship, you are teaching people how you deserve to be treated. And this is a healthy thing, ladies, because even in the work environment, we can allow ourselves to be mistreated by coworkers. So for example, if someone in the workplace is asking you to do something that might jeopardize your job, and this could be something that's either sexual or not, be firm with that person in telling them that you are not interested in their offer, and if they continue to insist, then you should report them to your superiors. Now, the next way that you can set boundaries at work, and this is one that I've experienced when I was in a corporate law firm and I had to set a boundary. Say, for example, that your work hours are 9 to 5 and you have a coworker that is sending you emails at 6 or 7 p.m. in the evening and expecting a response. Then you need to communicate to your team member that you are only available between the hours of 9 and 5. And also, ladies, what benefit are you receiving in working hours for which you are not being paid? So set the boundary with your coworker and let them know that you are only available between the hours of 9 to 5. And this, ladies, is going to create a clear guideline as to where your responsibility lies as an employee. Now, we all like to make friends at work and get along with our coworkers, but telling your personal business at work is always a bad idea. And remember, ladies, when you tell your personal business at work, you are only giving people something to gossip about. And as elegant ladies, we know that we are not participants of gossip. Now, the last category I want to address in today's video is setting boundaries in friendships. Now, most of us love to have friends, and we have at least one best friend and maybe a couple others, but we also need to have boundaries with friendships. Now, I was watching one of Oprah Winfrey's interviews the other day, and the gentleman that she was interviewing said something very powerful. And he said, don't let the people that don't matter too much matter too much. Know that you matter and set boundaries accordingly. When you are setting boundaries with a person, some people will use the line, I didn't know you were like that. And ladies, do not fall for this line, because when a person says that, they are trying to prevent you from setting a boundary with them. And don't worry about that, ladies, because a lot of people, including family members, are going to be very surprised when you start setting boundaries and start having self-respect. And remember, an elegant lady always has self-respect. So when someone tries to use that line, "I didn't know you were like that," then reiterate to them that it is what it is and it is what you want it to be. And when you have set a boundary, it is not open for discussion or debate. It is a boundary that has been set because you deserve to be treated with respect. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and if these tips were helpful to you, it would mean a lot to me if you would hit the like button. And if you're landing here for the first time, then go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.